I'll start with a quick review for this book, Awkward. I'll give this book a 4, even though it's like a high 3, but I'll bump it up to 4 because there is some good information there, even though I think there is too many stories and they're too long, and some of the information is not very interesting. But it's an interesting topic. I haven't read that much about it, and I learned some things. Let's see the notes. Awkward people often focus where the main focus is not there. This sometimes gives them insight. So they sometimes focus when most people would not focus, and sometimes it gives them insight because they understand something that people miss. Awkward people have their spotlight focused somewhere else. That's the idea. Many people would focus on A, they would focus on B. They're not focusing, or they're not where the mainstream, if you may, are focused. Awkward people spend their free time thinking about other things than social-related subject, which makes them inferior in that aspect. They don't focus as much on social-related subjects, and the more you focus on it, the better you'll get at it, and they're not doing that, therefore they become a little inferior by that, versus, let's say, an extrovert that contemplating more on those subjects. Awkward people tend to seem robotic in their reactions. That's why they look, for an outsider, as they're a little more robotic. According to one theory, awkward people are more aware of their surrounding and tend to get overwhelmed by stimuli. So they're more aware than the average person, and therefore they tend to get overwhelmed with the amount of information coming in. So that's one of the reasons they become awkward, because it's a little close to anxiety. Evolutionarily, awkward feeling show others you understand a social norm was violated. So what's the use of awkwardness is that you show other people that you understand that some social norm has been violated, so it, in other words, it shows that you're normal and you could be trusted. Awkward people having a harder time forming a theory of mind. As a consequence, it's hard for them to keep a continuous line of relationship. New interactions looks new. They're not as good in forming a theory of mind, which is understand that there is someone else on the other side, someone else that thinks things. And as a consequence, relationships are less continuous for them, and new interactions with the same people even look new to them sometimes. Interesting. 41, good to bad ratio keeps friendships from falling in the red zone. So we need 4 good to 1 bad. And if it falls less, it could be 5 to 1. Oh no, 3 to 1, sorry. 5 to 1 is okay. 3 to 1 good. And obviously if it goes 3 to 1 bad, that's even worse, obviously. But that's about the ratio that keeps relationship from falling to the red zone, which means that it will be terminated. Awkward people have a harder time switching between a flow and social mode. They have a harder time switching between modes, and sometimes it makes them a little more awkward, obviously. And they're get more in the zone, and they prefer staying in their lane, in that lane. Awkward people tend to be systematic and are more represented in computer science, chemistry, and finance. So they're more systematic, they have easier time there, and that's the areas they're more represented in. Introverts tend to get stimulated more by their own minds. So they don't. Extrovert would usually talk to people and they get stimulated by talking to people. An introvert could do well by their own. It's enough for them, and to get stimulated enough by their own minds. Evolutionary benefits of awkward people is tendency to be highly specialized in a particular field. You might ask, what's the benefit of them? is that they become highly specialized in one particular area for whatever reason. I don't think he got into it, but could be because of their awkwardness, they dedicate more time, or the other way around. Maybe he touches a little bit about it. I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely some interesting topic. Highly specialized people tend to be socially awkward. The same idea, but it goes both ways. That highly specialized people are sometimes more socially awkward. People who are systematic usually go to STEM field and not the opposite. So that's maybe where he touches this thing a little bit. What cause what? So people who are systematic usually go to STEM and not the opposite, which means people who will go to STEM are more systematic. Which is similar also to like the highly specialized, who goes where. Could be the highly specialized people are going to STEM. So that's some interesting information. So that's it for the notes. And again, it's not really a 4, but again, just because it's I haven't encountered this topics much, and I think it's a good comprehensive view of this awkwardness phenomena, and could do a better job. I think could do a better job, but overall, it was nice. So that's it.